In today's video, you will learn which vegetable starts are best to buy from a nursery and which ones are the worst to buy from a nursery. Coming up.
GreensandMachines.com. My gardening philosophy is to start as many of my plants as possible from seed, but there have been times when I'm far behind on the season and I need a plant or two to help me get my garden established, or the plant I want to grow is a pain in the ass to start from seed.
Let's go over the vegetable starts you should skip buying from the store if you see them on display.
I have memory of one of the first times I passed through a nursery and saw some lettuce starts for sale. However, they were already bolting in the flat. Talk about a terrible deal. Growing those plants would be a horrible experience. You wouldn't be able to eat the plant as the leaves have already gone bitter. All that plant would be good for is saving seeds. And what fun is saving the seeds of a plant that couldn't grow to its full potential? Plants that have a short growth cycle and are likely to bolt soon after transplanting, you should pass on. This includes bok choy, lettuce, and spinach. These three are pretty easy to start from seed, so I would recommend sticking to doing that with those vegetables. The other type of vegetable to avoid when shopping for plants are those that don't survive transplant shock well. This includes cucumbers, squash, beans, and peas. And much like the vegetables I mentioned previously, the seeds for those four germinate rather easily. Just leave those plants on the shelf.
So which vegetables should you buy if you want to get the most value for your garden?
Vegetables and herbs that you can propagate from cuttings are good purchases from the store, as one or several plants can populate your garden quickly. This would include tomatoes, peppers, and basil. Case in point, back in 2016, I bought a flat cherry tomato varieties from which I propagated cuttings off of all 6 plants. I had more plants than I knew what to do with. I did similar things to a flat Fresno chili peppers too. A single plant of basil ended up giving me more basil and basil plants than I knew what to do with that year also. I'll link to some guides on how to propagate all 3 of these plants from cuttings in the description below. If buying tomato plants from the store, select an indeterminate variety when buying. This type of tomato repeatedly produces fruit as the season progresses. Plus, if you buy one plant and propagate all these other plants, you essentially got all those other plants for free. Herbs, like basil, although easy to start from seed, can take several weeks to reach the stage of growth when cuttings can be taken.
Plus, since basil is so widely grown, it can be found just about anywhere. You can find whole plants even in a grocery store for less price than what you pay for just leaves on the shelf.
Other herbs worth buying from the store include mint and rosemary. Mint plants are good purchases because they'll come in a container already and grow back super quick after being harvested. Plus, you don't want to grow mint in the ground because it's near impossible to get rid of.
For what you pay in the store for mint leaves on the shelf, you can get a whole plant for the same price. Plus, mint is a pain in the ass to grow from seed. I hate starting mint seeds.
So to summarize my advice from before, use the following criteria to help decide whether or not you should buy a certain variety of vegetable from the nursery. Buy vegetable starts of plants that continuously produce throughout the season or regrow after harvesting quickly, can be propagated from cuttings, and/or are difficult to start from seed or have slow development. Don't buy vegetable starts of plants that have a short lifespan, don't survive transplant shock well, and/or can be germinated from seed easily.